Hi, welcome back. I'm Monica Weitzel here at Community Hotline, and I've got a treat for you now, and hopefully a treat for our guest here too. We have with us now Sarah Retege. Did I say it right or close?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's the event coordinator for Lovers Not Fighters Pit Bull Rescue. Thanks for being here, Sarah.
Thank you for having me.
And our very special guest, Teddy Bear. Can you get a little shot of Teddy Bear there? Teddy Bear is a pit bull who has been rescued, who is now adopted. Am I right?
Yep.
He is so sweet.
He's a
doll.
sweetheart.
Yeah. So tell me, Sarah, a little bit about Lovers Not Fighters. Obviously, the name is explanatory in that you're trying to change the image, I assume, of pit bulls and show that they are adoptable dogs.
Absolutely.
What can you tell me about your organization?
Well, we were founded in 2012. And I have been a pit bull owner for the last 10 years now, and I grew up with them. So it's always been a passion of mine. Right. And, you know, I've done a lot of volunteer work ever since high school and out. And, you know, it just kind of came a calling one day.
How'd you find this organization, or did they find you?
I founded it.
Oh, you founded the organization.
I did.
So you're not only the event coordinator, you are the founder of the
yep.
organization.
I try to undercut that.
Well,
like
no,
just
I'm not letting you get away with that. You have to take the
modest.
credit for it.
Yes.
That's wonderful. So what all do you do then? What is your mission?
So our mission is to rescue and rehabilitate pit bulls and pit bull type dogs.
Okay.
And
pit bull type dogs would be mixes that are
right.
pit bull,
Somebody like Teddy. So Teddy is not what would be considered a traditional pit bull. Okay. Teddy is a bully breed.
Bully breed. Okay.
Exactly. So there's, you know, pit bulls. So many dogs get lumped into them. I think oftentimes American Bulldogs.
Staffordshire,
yes, American Bulldogs often get miscategorized as pit bulls. So basically, you know, we're happy to help anything with a blocky head.
Anything with a blocky head.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. I too have had a dog that had pit bull in him, and it was the best dog I ever had. He was a lover, definitely not a fighter. So how do you? They have such a negative reputation. So how you adopt them out as pets? How do you help people overcome that fear? And what do you say to people that say, oh no, you know, I would never consider that?
I say, come meet one of our dogs, any of our dogs. I really, really take a lot of pride in the dogs that we get are all human friendly. They've not shown any sort of human aggression. We want all of our rescues to be ambassadors for the breed. So that's very, very important. The dogs we take are generally death row dogs in Oregon shelters. And, you know, these are dogs that may have been just fine when they entered the shelter, but they've been there so long that they're now stressed out. They're
and a shelter will do that to any dog.
Absolutely.
I used to work at a humane society, and I've seen that.
And it's nothing, you know, that's just how it is. It's nothing against the shelter.
No.
Tough choices need to be made, and that's where I like to try to come in and try to get those dogs out of the shelter. And
probably the earlier you get them out, the better.
Absolutely.
I imagine it helps too if you have a little history on the dog.
Absolutely.
Right.
And, you know, and a lot of times the dogs at the shelter don't come in. They come in as strays or abandoned.
Right.
You know, sometimes they do have a little bit of history with them, but oftentimes it's really up in the air.
A lot of times you don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we just do some, you know, temperament testing on them.
Yeah.
Again, making sure that they love to be around people, and then we go from there. We work on instilling basic training, getting them more socialized, just having them become family dogs.
To do that, do you have, now is yours an all-volunteer organization? Do you have staff?
Yes,
It's
all volunteers.
So do you have people who come there to actually help work with the dogs, or do they go into foster homes, or how does that work?
We have no facility. We're just foster based.
Okay.
So as you can imagine, we're very limited to the amount of dogs we can take at any time.
Yeah.
We have
I
to have
imagine you'd
homes.
love to take a lot, but yeah.
Yes.
And how hard do you have to turn some away?
That's very hard every day. I mean, every day I get a lot of emails, and we're very small, so I can't imagine how bigger, more established organizations deal with that.
You said you were talking about the dogs. You brought some pictures of some of your dogs. I'd love to show some of those pictures because they were so darn cute. So maybe we could take a look at some of the dogs that, and you can tell me if these are dogs that have been adopted or you still have, or who they are.
Okay. This is Duke. He is available for adoption. He's
so
about a
cute.
year old, and he's adorable. He's a little pistol, sweet, good with kids, cats, other dogs.
Really? Cats and dogs, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, Munchkin.
That's
Munchkin with the
Munchkin.
baby there.
Munchkin is excellent with children of all ages. Also kitty friendly with cats that are dog friendly as well.
That's pretty amazing,
She
really.
can be dog selective, but
Okay,
she's a
and that's a good thing
sweetheart.
to know. Yeah.
Yes. Pharaoh is our newest guy. He's a doll. He's our pocket pitty mix. So he's
What
only.
does that mean, a pocket pity mix?
So pocket pitties are more of your American Pit Bull Terriers. They're the smaller guys.
Okay.
This guy is just under 46 pounds.
Oh, that is small,
He's
yeah.
about 10 months old. Sweet as pie.
He's cute.
He's adorable. And this is Sissy. She's also available for adoption. She is a complete sweetheart. She's
She's a bigger dog. At least she looks
She
big
is-
compared to the little girl there.
She absolutely is. So she's a pit mix of sorts. We're thinking some possible American Bulldog in there. She's about 70 pounds. Yeah, she's a big girl
Oh boy.
and a sweetheart.
Yeah. And so all of these dogs are available for adoption now?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's cute. Do pit bulls not have the best smiles in the world? when you get them to smile, they are so cute.
It is so true.
Yeah, it is. So you do the temperament training, and do you do that yourself usually? Do you have other people that?
We require, our fosters to be a little dog savvy, and that means we'd like them to be able to teach dogs manners, their basic commands and things like that. We do hire professional trainers to come help us with things that might be out of our scope, behavioral issues, just some advanced needs.
Right, right. So how do people become foster parents? If say I were interested in becoming a foster parent to a pit bull dog
That
you
would be
rescued.
wonderful. We need lots of fosters. So the process is fill out an application, send it to us, email, fax. Well, actually, we don't have a fax, so next that. So you can
caller.
email.
Do you have requirements? What are your requirements for someone?
We require that you have a secure fence if you have a backyard. If not, that you are fully prepared to take the dog out leashed at all times,
Okay.
just to ensure that they don't, try to escape or run off or see a
sure.
squirrel. You never know what's going to trigger a
And
dog.
Yes. Yes.
Hi, baby.
Do you have them, the foster parents sign a contract?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
glad
We
to
have
hear
certain
that.
rules, absolutely.
Yeah.
I should have brought a copy, I apologize. We do have some certain rules, like you will not tether your dog, you will not leave your dog alone in the backyard, you will supervise your dog 24/7 around children, regardless of how well they have tested with them. We just don't want any room
Right.
for accidents to happen.
Right, right.
A lot of children, they don't know better. They're poking dogs in the eyes and pulling ears and things like that.
yeah,
So
they
we have
do.
to be careful, that they promise to take their dogs to and from adoption events, which is important to get our dogs exposure to become
okay, yeah.
adopted.
So where do you
we
have
have a lot of
adoption
rules.
events? Adoption events would be, give me an example.
So usually a local pet store will host us and we'll kind of come in. We have this wonderful kissing booth that a volunteer made.
that.
And it is a big
So
hit.
if somebody, like if an organization or a nonprofit were going to have some event or like, if there was going to be some community event, could you
Sorry, I
could you
just got my
call could you call and say, hey, could you bring your kissing booth and your fostered dogs to our
Absolutely.
event? I mean, that'd be fun. There's always community.
Absolutely.
Neighborhood association, community
Street
events,
fairs,
yeah,
we
that kind of
love
stuff.
street fairs.
Yeah, that's good to
Absolutely.
know.
So we'll do expos. We'll kind of go wherever we can,
Yeah,
whenever
because
we
it's
can.
an opportunity to adopt the dog. Do you have very much success that
Absolutely.
way? I mean, do people, yeah. I mean,
It
kinda
really
depends.
It really depends. So there's the Northwest Pet and Companion Fair every April. Now it's a high traffic area, so not all of our fosters can go. It can be very stressful.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But the fosters that have come have been adopted at the event.
Really?
So it does happen,
yeah.
just getting that exposure. And people need to see, it's one thing to see these sweet faces online and on Facebook and hear us talk about how wonderful they are. It's a different thing to actually see them and to know they are sweet, they are wonderful.
So if you don't have a facility, but if I wanted to meet one of the dogs, do I contact your
Yep.
organization, then you figure out a place to meet or something like that?
Generally, how we do a first meet and greet, if you're an adopter wanting to meet one of our kids, then, and we call them our fur kids.
I like that.
Then we'll put you in touch.
Your forever kids.
Yes, absolutely. We will put you in touch with the foster parent, and then you can coordinate with them to go meet the dog. And we generally like the first meet and greet to be with the dog at their foster home because that's where they're most comfortable.
Sure, that makes sense.
And that way you can really get them in their element.
If the family that is considering adopting has pets of their own, then how do you handle that?
It can be a bit of a longer process. We like to take things slow and steady to ensure that it's a good coupling. We try to be matchmakers. We don't want our dogs coming back. We want them to be in their forever home the first time around. So it's sort of the same process. You come meet the dog on your own with just you, make sure that there's that connection, and then for meet and greets with the dog, we start out nice and slow. Maybe we'll just do a really quick sniff greeting, and then we'll go right into a nice walk, just so the dogs aren't really having to have a lot of interaction. They can have that time to get used to each other's presence, and we'll just kind of do that a couple times, maybe a play date, bring the dog over. It really depends. Like that first walk will tell you a lot of things. Like
I'm sure.
Some dogs
it sounds
might
like
not like each other.
You've done this. You know what needs
A few
to be done.
times, sure.
Tell me, before we run out of time, tell me about a successful adoption. Tell me a good story.
They're all good stories. We can talk about Teddy
Tell
here.
me about Teddy.
So Teddy, he's a heartbreaker. We had many applications come in on him. Oh yes, he's just amazing. That sweet face, that amazing temperament. He's good with other dogs.
And so what was
kids.
his story?
He's part of our sensational seven dogs that we rescued from Klamath Falls that were living outside without an owner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And of those 7, how many are okay?
All of them are okay. Only Munchkin, that you showed earlier, she's the last one waiting for her forever home.
Oh, that's such good news.
Yes. So with Teddy, we had a lot of interested parties, but going through the elimination process, we found him a wonderful mom and dad who are sitting over there. And so now he has an older sister and just, someone that can meet all his needs. He has a little bit of separation anxiety. His adoptive dad is home with him, works from home, so.
Wonderful. I love it. I love the good news. That's great. So if somebody's interested in being a volunteer, adopting, or just getting more information, they can go to your website.
Yes.
And it is loversnotfighters.org. It's lovers-not-fighters.org, right?
Yep,
Okay.
absolutely.
Thanks so much, Sarah. I appreciate you being on here.
Thanks for having
and
us.
thank you, Teddy, for being such a doll. He's been so good. How well behaved
Isn't he wonderful?
is. I know. I'm impressed. Thanks so much.
Thank
if you're
you.
interested in finding out more about having a pit bull in your family, or if you're interested in volunteering or just getting any information, do go to their website and check it out. They are lovely dogs, and they can be a nice part of your family. So thanks for watching. We'll be back in just a few minutes, so don't go away.